Hello, welcome to the 90 Max podcast hosted by three lifelong Newcastle United fans. I'm your host today, AC, and the usual guests on the show, Jefferson and D-Man, are away on business, or should I say hiatus. But today, in the driving seats, I do have Specs, Geordie Dread TV. Welcome, my friend.
Come on, brother. Thanks. Respect for you lot having me on. Where the other two are, whatever they're doing, you know what I mean? So big up to you. Big up to
Yeah,
them. And yeah, man.
thank you for
Everything's all
being
good, bro.
thank you for being a super sub on this occasion. Yeah, so
Trust me. Trust me.
super sub. Because obviously today we're going to discuss a very good game that happened yesterday evening, which is the Brentford game that was at home at St James's Park. Now, there's a lot to say about this game, and I think just to start off though, like, what was your summer thoughts coming into this game? Like, what was your prediction? Did you have a prediction for this game?
Not particularly, especially when it comes to games that I feel maybe a tough one. And but basically for this one, it was more about putting things in perspective. Because before the
Mm,
game, I had a lot of people, opposition fans, saying, I know like your friends in that saying, oh, over celebrated and we had a 2 weeks off, the players might get leggy or tired. And I'm thinking, you know what, to be honest, on a normal day, our players get leggy in the second half anyway, or something weird happens. So whatever's
mm,
whatever. But going into it, I weren't sure what to expect. Do you get what I'm saying? The lineup, if it ain't broken, don't fix it. Obviously, no malicious intent on Nick Pope. That's not my number one guy for
mhm.
goalkeeping. But I thought, you know what? You keep the same lineup. And I thought, you know, it would be a hard game, but I thought, boy, we're at home. There's optimism. Let's see where it goes. It's all about how we handle that 2 weeks, and obviously, I'll be match fit and you know what I mean, mentally and stuff. So I had no prediction, but I just knew it'd be a hard game.
Mm. Yeah, I think obviously with the celebrations and stuff, like we have to highlight it, man. There was 300,000 plus
Plus,
people in Newcastle last weekend. Now, that's something that can't be overlooked. So, it was a massive celebration, massive celebration, and a well-deserved celebration as well. And I think, yeah, there's just been a noise about it where some people are like, oh, you're over celebrating this and that. And I'm just like, listen, right? If their club took 70 years to win the cup, you would celebrate the same way. But also, I actually think, because originally I thought to myself, maybe they should have waited to the end of the season and done this, right? Because then it's a proper end of the season kind of thing. Because you expect like
yeah,
the open top bus on the end of the season, but they
yeah.
did it then. But actually, looking at it now, I'm thinking you captured it at the right time because we won the cup, then it was international break. So now that's been wrapped up quite nicely. We can now kick on with the league now. It doesn't feel like it will interrupt kind of thing. So therefore, I kind of felt like, yeah, actually going into this game at Brentford now, I was partially a little bit like confident. At first, I was feeling quite very confident. To be honest, I predicted 3-1. Now,
Wow.
when I say 3-1, like I know
Mm.
3-1 sounds like a score where it's just like,
No, it's possible though, but I hear you.
yeah. I was a bit like, I was confident, but I knew it'd be a tough game because Brentford
Mm.
would bring it. And, if I was a betting man, I would put money on Mabremo scoring, which he did score. Do you know what I mean? And I thought to myself, it might be a tight game, but I could see us maybe have a situation where we score 2 goals back to back, which enabled us to get the 3-1 win. But it's not necessarily a big thrashing in that
Mm.
sense. But obviously, the score in the end finished up 2-1. I do want to give a shout out to D-Man because he predicted 2-1 because he was a bit like saying it's going to be a bit nervy and stuff.
Let's
And
let's not gas him up, yeah.
let's not gas him up. Let's not gas him up.
Big up
But
D
yeah,
man.
I think in the end, though, for a result of 2-1, we'll go through the game and highlight a few things and such. But overall, I feel it was a good game. I think, we started off well, which was good to see. And it was definitely one of those things where the 12th man with the crowd were up for it. Looked like people still celebrating from the other weekend. So that is definitely an advantage here because I do think if this was a fixture, the reverse fixture at their ground, it might have been a bit different, because Brentford they create a bit of a hostile environment sometimes. But yeah,
Mm.
happy with the win though.
Yeah, man. It's like where do I start? So for me, look, even going up into these last 10 games, which was including the Brentford game, before the League Cup final win, for weeks upon that, prior to that, I was saying I think our squad depth is too small, too short, too thin. Sorry, to get that final push to push for a top 4, top 5. Hey, bro, it's ridiculous up there. You get what I'm saying?
It's
Like
hard,
free
man.
transfer windows, selling players, no one's coming in, running the same players, etc. But after the League Cup final win, I felt that might give us a little extra like powers in our step to this optimism to push. I mean, that feel good factor amongst the fans, players, staff, and etc. The whole over celebrating thing, I just tell people to F off, bro. Like, you get what I'm saying? We don't care with it because bro, it's different. It's different for everyone. You get what I'm saying? Especially like the original Geordies, bro. But that's in general, as you said, 70 years for a domestic trophy. Probably 95% of all Newcastle fans, as it stands, before that League Cup final, ain't seen us lift a significant trophy. In the celebrations, I saw like a 91-year-old who travelled from, I think, India. Some madness, bro.
What?
Yeah, it's on the YouTube, I think it's on Sky or something. Travel from India, a few different trips to get back to Newcastle with his family or great grandchildren or whatever. You get what I'm saying? And he's like one of the few that saw the last time. I think he even saw when Newcastle won the FA Cup, bro. You get me? In the 50s, whatever, or the first cup. So,
Wow.
like, it's different. It's different for us. You get what I'm saying? So when some people, not all fans, some fans are for us. Some fans are like, it's just the Carabao Cup. You got Jamie O'Hara on TalkSport talking madness, saying when he won it in 08, they went to Faces. That was it. But that's on you and your club. Do you get what I'm saying? For us, it's different. People took the mix and said, it's like your World Cup specs. I said, yeah, it is. So what? It's like a World Cup. Like us, man, don't know no different, bro. You get what I'm saying? Man City won a treble. Our parade was 10 times probably bigger and better than theirs. Do you get what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But yeah, the fact of all that going on, you said at first you thought we wait to the end of the season. A few people said that to me, but I was like, as you said, there's a 2-week break. Just have that in it. Have a celebration. I didn't know it'd be that big because I literally thought it's a bus parade, normal tradition, and call it a day.
Yeah, I thought that too. I didn't think it would be that big.
Right, that was like a homecoming. That massive, big sky high, big poster of Eddie Howe was mental.
Over the building and over the hotel.
The hotel, yeah, mental. You had the what's it called? The black flares, smoke skying everywhere. Yeah, sailor doing sailor things in the night when in the sky, bro. Like, yeah, I didn't expect all that. So, going into the game, I said I expected us to get a bit leggy. You get what I'm saying? Even without their celebrations and all that, bro, I've seen that of late at home, especially at home. It gets a bit weird in the second half, even when we're doing good in the first. So when we first started off, I was like, okay, I like this intensity, crowds up for it, buzzing. But while that was going on, I was like, we need to get a goal ASAP. Not 1 goal, 2 goals. Because I knew come the second half, it was going to be what you saw. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you say it's a good game, do you mean good game in terms of on our perspective, or you mean just the game in itself?
I think it was a good game in terms of obviously the end result. You know, I think we all wanted to get that win yesterday. It was a must win because also, you know, we're getting to some of the next fixtures coming up, but this was the important fixture that if you want to kick on a bit of, let's say, winning streak, this is the game to start it with. Because if we hold on our brakes here and let's say we drew this game, or let's say we lost against Brentford, Leicester away feels a bit more trickier now. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's all about, it's all about momentum at the same time. I think momentum. So I feel like the win here will carry a bit of momentum.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not necessarily saying that Leicester will be hard. Let's not get to but yeah, I think it's all about momentum because I think us to drive through like 10 games, man. Now we do have a game in hand as well, which is you know over our rivals at the moment. And I know currently Chelsea and Tottenham are playing. Last time I checked, it's 0-0, which is not a bad result if it stays that way.
Yeah.
But I would prefer Tottenham to get a cheeky goal or
Come
two.
on, come
You know what I
on,
mean?
bro.
Come on, Spurs. Come on.
Come on, man.
But,
My hometown.
yeah. But like going back into this game then with Brentford then. So yeah, it started off quite well. The intensity was good. We were playing well, passing the ball around quite well. I see that, you know, once again, I started noticing that Tino's having joy on the left-hand side. Again, right?
Scary.
Because, you know, recently I've been like, this guy bet on the left or what? What's going on here? But, you know, I think he just seems a bit more comfortable that side. Or maybe it's because he's right-footed, right? And obviously on that left-hand side, maybe when opposition defenders are facing him, it's almost like it's the opposite of what they're going to expect almost, because always using a cutting on this. Even though he can cross in with his left as well.
He does go more on his left anyway. He does.
Exactly. So he's looking like really comfortable there. But also, I think once again, Trippier was playing quite well at right back as well, because there were some chances in the first half. He was able to like nullify any chances Brentford would have, because there's definitely one or two chances where I felt like when Brentford going on an attack, had me a bit worried, you know, because they can turn over, they can turn over the ball quite quickly, and before you know it,
good point. We'll get onto that.
You know, and I think the danger man, you know, you've got Wissa, you obviously got Mbeumo and such. So I think it's going to be a long day at the office, because once again, like you said, the earlier point, we had to score in the first half, and it was getting close. Now, there was definitely a big chance with Isak, where I remember, to be honest, there was quite a few chances, weren't there? We'll go through them. There was definitely a chance where I think Murphy dispossessed, I think got the ball off Pinnock. Pinnock had an awful game, to be honest. I don't think he did too well for Brentford, unfortunately.
He hit the post on, and he got the bloody winner. But anyway,
he did hit the post with a header, didn't he? He did. I give him that. But defensively, though, it's one of those games where I was like, oh no, we're not being clinical enough, because sometimes these chances look on a plate. Because when Murphy's getting the ball and he's, you know, going into attack and he's trying to pass it to ease, I'm just like, God, bury their chances, man. You have to bury them. And time and time again, I just felt like, I was just thinking, oh, this is not going to be our day, innit? And especially in that particular Isak chance where I think on a normal day of Isak, he would have scored that, you know, the particular header that he had. And I was thinking, yeah, man, that he would score that usually. But to delight, though, obviously, I think it was like 2 minutes later or a minute later, like quite quickly in succession, we then do score that goal.
In injury time.
In injury time.
1 minute left. It was over the minute. I thought, oh, wow.
1 minute left, right? And Isak scores that goal. Now, what's interesting about that goal as well is that, first of all, because time and time again, like, you know, sometimes Murphy might have one too many touches before he tries to ping it in the box. But with the light of this one, it's almost like two touches. One touch, ping it in. And I think that's where Murphy is good at. It's almost just like, I think me and the guys talk about sometimes, it's just like, don't overthink it. Just cross it in.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple, right? And you can see in the picture there as well, in Mbeumo, he slipped, right? So it's a weird one where I'm a bit like, if he didn't slip, maybe Isak might have got to it. But also, I think there's a slight deflection off Mbeumo. Obviously,
somebody anyway.
Yeah. And then Isak slots it in. And then I was just like, okay, we landed. And I think, once again, I think when watching the game, I think commentators like to comment about Isak and be like, he's a bit quiet. He's not taking this. And then he just does that. And also, again, he just proves his worth. Just like, he's on the scoreboard once again. So, delightful goal, man. What do you think about it anyway?
Yeah, man. Like, there's a few moments. There's a moment where, you get me, when he got the ball, done a couple twists and turns, and I was thinking, just pass it to Barnes now.
Oh, the Barnes chance.
Can't forget that one, or the shoot, but then he took it. He kind of did a bit too much, and then he did cross it eventually to Barnes, and Barnes knew already that it was going to be offside, but he was still to finish it, and he was fuming with Isak, not like in a deep way, but that frustration. You get me? So that moment, I was like, and to be honest, Murphy, get me, I think he's been undervalued, underrated this season, not spoken about enough. But that
Absolutely.
particular game, he had a good assist, but that particular game, he didn't have a great game for me. But he got the great assist. There's a few moments in the whole game, decision making was a bit mad. Do you get what I'm saying? But in general terms, we had a lot of moments, and because I know this Newcastle team and I know how it goes in the second half, so we're just weird like that. I was thinking, nah, we've got many chances, man. We need to, or moments, we need to like do this now or try and get two. Do you get what I'm saying? Especially in the second half, because Brentford, I thought they played well. Like what we were doing, we were getting the ball a lot and doing stuff, but in the final third, because if you clocked in Bermo, especially in Bermo, he's got energy, boy. We need to try and sign that guy. Trust me, he's got energy. Because he's been like Gordon, but the way he was when Brentford were at the ball, the way he was defending deep and getting back was crazy. He's like a deep fullback defend. You get me? And then when in possession, he's back fully high up front. So
he'd be perfect. He'd be perfect for our team, wouldn't he? In that case,
definitely. And that work rate for what Eddie likes, definitely. And couldn't break them down, side to side. I was thinking, okay. And the difference is at that moment where I got a bit nervous is because Brentford were doing what I wanted Newcastle to do. Keep it direct, keep it quick, keep it moving quick, direct. On the counter attack. Trust me, Brentford, bro, that game could have been either way. Don't ever get it twisted, bro. Like, I felt Brentford should have had a penalty about at least 2 or 3 times. After the Nick Pope, we'll get to Nick Pope anyway in a second.
We'll get back to that. Yeah, we get to that.
Yeah, trust me, bro. But I thought it should have I thought Bruno was rash. They could have had a penalty at the end. So this win was even bigger than we think, and obviously you're probably going to get onto Sandro's goal, which was absolutely mental. Like I froze for a second. I was like, "What's going on?" But yeah, man, I thought the game could have been either way. But we just about because trust me, bro. I know you saw it. That second half was like almost not like hanging on. It just looked like okay, now the celebrations are kicking in because, bro, it's like at one point we could have run, we could have tracked back, we could have run. It was mad to watch, bro. I was like, Brentford are gonna score. They're gonna score, and they did eventually with a pen, which I thought was a bit harsh on Nick Pope, but he doesn't need to do that.
It was harsh, but it was a penalty though. It was a penalty because
no, definitely a pen.
It was late. He was late in it.
Bit harsh, a little bit harsh, but at the same time, you get me. I'm not gonna shout and I was getting to Nick Pope, but just looking at even if when it first happened, I said penalty straight away. There's no arguments really. I could think that's pen. I wish how the game goes these days, but for me, the way it was it's like a lottery, isn't it? It's like you can stay where he's at and wait for the shot, or do that. And I was thinking, nah, bro, you don't do that. Can you imagine if you lost the game or? You know what I mean? But,
I think especially in the position, it's not as if like I don't know. He could have holded his ground definitely, and
definitely, bro.
Take a shot. So it's almost. But we know Nick Pope likes to come out. He likes to come out a lot. Sometimes it's a good thing, but sometimes it's just like, bro, just
one time is a good thing. Sorry, because I always give him credit when credit's due, because he's always on watch for me, innit? So at one point he did come out, he made the right decision. If he didn't, he could have been peak. But people like sometimes turn a blind eye. So there's moments in the game, even after the live watch along, people are commenting like, "Yep, Nick Pope is back." I said, "Yep, he's back," because unforced errors or any pressure, the ball's coming in, doesn't know whether to catch it or punch it or flap it, and then he miss whatever he's trying to do. And that can because you never cause a goal, you can't just forget about it, bro. And I thought, okay, Nick Pope's back to his ways. The League Cup final was all good. Every man played obviously to their best. Nick Pope didn't have much to do in that Liverpool game, but when he did, he did. But yeah, man, I'm with you, bro. I like I said, I don't want to shout and it's not personal, and I'm not going to get malicious or start calling names and that. That's not me in it, but I just thought, this guy's back, and he's obviously Eddie Howe's number one, obviously, because he's there in it. Like
the Bravka's nowhere to be seen. Do you know what I mean? So,
I love Eddie. I love everyone there. You get me? But the Bravka got bamboozled. He must be. I don't know what his wages are now, boy, but he must be getting something nice, or they tricked him with a mad bonus. if he plays, but he's not playing because as soon as they bamboozled him to sign a contract, never see him again, bro. Mental.
Yeah,
Haven't seen him, bro.
it's a weird one. It's a weird one. I don't know what's going on there.
Imagine that, bro. Man's all crying, waving by at the Emirates. Again at St. James's.
He literally had the pen in his hand to sign the Saudi contract. He just about to put the
ink. He was gone, bro. He's already gone.
He just put the ink. Put the ink to the paper, and then someone just like grabbed his hand and went, "Nah. Let me talk to you quick."
Good, man. You're our guy, man. You're our guy, bro. Missing. Well, to be fair, obviously, it's not Eddie Howe signing. Eddie Howe signing is Nick Pope, so he's loyal like that. He's gonna stick to his guys. It's a bit like Callum Wilson, Osila still can't get. Like there's moments when I think, yes, Wilson's experienced, but I'm like, go give Osila a go to like the energy and the pitch, and but. I don't know, bro. You get what I'm saying? But we won, though, bro. That's it.
We won. But I just want to highlight a little bit, just to give some credit towards Mbeumo. His penalty, man, he struck it well. To be honest, when he approached the ball, because there's one of the ones where it's a classic thing where like he's not in a centre circle at the beginning. I can't remember who was it who had the ball first. And I was thinking, Mbeumo's going to take it surely. And then you see him like come up, and I was like, yeah, of course. You try to play it out and style it out like as if he ain't taking it. Of course he's taking it. And I think he's got some crazy record where he scored at the last, I want to say 7 pens or something like that. Like his score sheet on penalties is like he ain't missing basically. So he took it with confidence in his stride. And then, he went back in the net, grabbed the ball, ran back to the center circle. And at that particular time, I was like, yeah, it's game on, because all Brentford need to do is score a goal and they're back in it. It doesn't take much, because at that particular time, like you said earlier, it looked like, I don't know, dare I say, of like classic Newcastle fashion of starting the second half. You're like, it's the energy was coming.
I knew it was coming.
There, but it's almost like the conceding the goal is almost like known to come, unfortunately. And around that particular time, now correct me if I'm wrong as well, because I think I can't remember the correct timestamps, but Isak did come off as well a bit earlier. Wilson came on and such. And I had to admit, at that particular time with Wilson coming on, I don't know, me, myself at the moment, I think it's almost like he doesn't have enough oil in his engine at the moment. And I feel like, he's had a long injuries and stuff. He's trying to come back into the game. I didn't really have much faith in like Wilson trying to bag a goal too. It's like, I'm not sure. I'm not so confident. But obviously, our goal didn't come from Wilson. It come from the man who likes to drink Moretti and eat spaghetti, right?
Yeah, man.
I'm talking about this man, right? This man right here, right?
That threw me off. That goal.
Now, this is going to be something to talk about for the ages, for the years to come. Now, in Newcastle tradition, we have many great goal scorers who score fantastic goals in the Newcastle history. This is going to be in the books. This, if you like it or not, people, we're talking about potentially goal of the season. Not just in Newcastle terms. I'm talking about the league, period. Right?
That was mad still. I'm not going to lie.
Listen, right? Listen, let's break it down, right? Because it's definitely a goal that comes out of nothing. We're obviously we're inside Brentford's half. The ball goes off for a throw-in, right? Doesn't it? And then we have the ball, we collect the ball.
Yeah. And then Bruno passes to Barnes. No, not Barnes. I can't remember. I think was it Barnes? Someone passed to someone anyway, and then they off to on the right hand side,
right.
To Tonali.
And then Tonali. Now, in real time, I think no one knows anything no wiser. Everyone's just like calm. You're not building an anticipation for like a goal or nothing, right?
Nobody, bro.
But the way he just drops his shoulder, right? And then just hits it, right? Now, I've seen probably every replay that there could be of different angles of this goal, because I'm looking at it like, let me look at this deeply, right?
Because how in it?
How's he did this? Because obviously he put his laces through it. Because he put his laces through it, makes me feel like, okay, this isn't a cross, right? Secondly, there was no one in the box. There was no one in the box.
Yeah,
So
I agree. Yeah, that part.
who's heading in that? Who's heading that? No one.
It's too powerful, bro. Anyway,
Too powerful. And then thirdly, before he took it, he looked and he saw the keeper. Right. I've looked at it in slow motion. He looked and saw the keeper, right? And he hit it. Now, I think Tonali, Sandro, man, I think he's one of our players who's, to be honest, I don't know if it's in his nature, Italian nature, but he's quite humble. He's not
man. He said that. Apparently, he said it was only like 70% across, and I would have said yeah to go, but no, I pick up to him though. I think he meant it, but he's just, I don't know. He's maybe just like, you get what I'm saying, or I don't know. But
yeah, I don't know.
That ain't a cross to me, bro. And it's not an accidental cross, because you're not crossing, you're not hitting the ball like a bullet to cross it in, bro. And no one's there anyway.
No one's there. So and also Tonali's not a person who's just gonna like hit it and no one's there. That's just come on, people. This is the caliber of player who's just not gonna do that. Tonali has radar vision. He knows where the next man is without looking. He knows who's there. He ain't got to look up. He knows no one's there. So he looked at the keeper and took it.
Simple,
so I'm gonna say, man, it was intentional as could be, and the way he hit it, and you see my man, the keeper, just try recover.
Put the keeper in the net, bro. You put the keeper in the net with the ball.
Keeper's fumbled in the net with the ball, like all tangled up. Looked like he's in a spider web. Like, I was just like,
beautiful, bro.
Madness, man.
And it's those kind of situations you need to ride the luck a little bit, because honestly, after that penalty from Mbeumo, I genuinely thought that Brentford would go on because they got the energy and just go on and win it. I thought it was Forest all over again. Even though we got it over the line because we scored 4 goals. I thought it's just going to be a Forest thing or a Bournemouth thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and the fact that, especially for all the naysayers, because everyone's eyes were on us to see how Newcastle do after that whole hype celebration.
I know.
You get me? And like I said, it's a bigger game than people think. Brentford, their home form in the beginning of the season was well. That dipped. Now their away form's good. So it wasn't no joke team we were playing, bro. Do you get what I'm saying?
I won the last 5 away games in a row,
bro.
This is not no walkover. So I don't want to hear that like, oh, it's just Brentford. No.
That's what I'm saying, man. So just want to read the comments here. I see Mikey P, 100% goal this season. The audacity to shoot, the audacity to shoot from that angle was mad. Why he said it was 70%? Yeah, I thought someone was trolling when they told me that earlier. That he actually said that word 70% something. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, come on, bro. And pick up the Toro as well, man.
I don't know. Man. I don't know if it's like some
he's humble, isn't it?
English language translation.
I tried to use that one as well. There's because did you hear about what's his name? Downing, Keith Downey, when he thought he was asking him for his shirt, and he was saying to him, "What a shot!" And then when Tonali came back, it's funny. Like if you see, it's quite funny. And when when Keith Downey was like, No, not no shirt, bro. And people are getting onto him like he knew he should have took it and gave it to his nephew or whatever. But he's like, because he's professional, he didn't want to take the piss. You get what I'm saying? So Tonali came back. Tonali was taking off his shirt. He's like, no, I don't want your shirt. And Tonali's like, what? You don't want my shirt? He's like, nah, bro. Like, it's not that. It's just, you get me, bro. So the language barrier can be a thing, but I think he's just humble, bro. And Tonali,
he's humble, man. He's humble.
This guy, man, like obviously he's not a guy to always get bare goals and that, but if you know ball, like if you deep it properly, you just have to watch this guy sometimes. You get me, bro? Like especially off the ball, like you just have to watch him, bro. This guy is proper, bro.
Man,
Tonali is proper. He
was proper man of the match performance.
You think so? I thought it was Tino for me, you know.
To be honest, Tino second for me. Tino second.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought Tino for me. By a
Tino, I think Tino, like I said, he was
cold,
almost,
bro.
It was all. Nah. I know.
He was cold, bro. No, sorry, because you know what? Remember Tino? I've been on to him recently because I was always vouching for him, and then all of a sudden he started looking a bit shaky on that right hand side. Oh, he's doing too much. Like game after game, he was trying to run from side to side with the ball and losing it. I was getting mad. I was like, is he bored on that right hand side, or is there something going on? But especially after that, even before the League Cup final, West Ham game, I think West Ham game, and then the League Cup final, he was dope. And then this game, trust me, bro, the way and Barnes was doing it as well, but like the way he's shimming the defenders with like right foot, and he's quick to block his left and runs and crosses it in. I thought, and he looks like he's enjoying it on that left hand side. And I'm thinking, just typical Newcastle, bruv. That's a bit of a mad one, isn't it? Like Lewis Hall is the GOAT for us right now on the left hand side.
I know.
Like obviously Hall's that's still his place for me. But just looking at the last couple of games, and it's mad, bro. I don't know, bro. But obviously we need someone on that right hand side. But imagine that. Imagine Tino starts knocking on the door saying, "Eddie, you know what? I prefer the left hand side." What are we saying?
Yeah, and I think
England plays as well. It's mad.
And I think the thing with Tino, in comparison to Hall, I feel like Tino's has that. He just looks more dangerous attacking on a threat like that. He
looks more flary with it. He
looks
more stylish with it. But Hall, I like Hall.
It's a bit more like, I don't know. And the fact that, like you said earlier, he's crossing with his left, always right. It doesn't matter either. I've got to a point where I'm just like, actually, this guy's 2-footed, which is
that's why he plays on the left and the right. Like for me, he can take on his man. That's what he does, isn't it? He likes to do that. Hall obviously he's been coached with the basics, but does it well. So with Hall and Gordon, you always want to see Hall take on the overlap, or vice versa. You get me? And he always gets across and gets an assist. He's got quite a few assists this season, Hall, for that in terms of from that left hand spot. You get what I'm saying? So it's interesting. But Tino, for me, bro, that's a Tino that I was gassed off. That kind of Tino. People were gassing him like it's mad.
That's the Tino we know, isn't it? That's the Tino we know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because I think it's definitely one of the things we take us back to our minds back when Hall got injured. I think every fan was just like, almost just like, that's going to be one hell of a weakness we're going to have. But to our surprise, obviously we know Trippier can come in and give a performance or two when he needs to. He can do that, right? Because he has so much experience with it, but he can have that discipline at times. But Tino on the left is just like, all of a sudden now he's flagging down the left hand side
with a
wing back. Like
a right, that's number right back. He gets up the line again, but doesn't do what Tino does. You know what I'm saying? Obviously they're all different, innit? Yeah, I'm with it, bro.
So yeah. So you saying Tino got man of the match for yourself? I can't disagree with that, to be honest. But
he was cold.
But this man right here, the Italian stallion, right? This I feel like I give the flowers every single game on this guy, right? Because not many games would he, let's say, underperform. And when he does underperform, let's say be a game where we do underperform as a whole team, this guy might still give you like 7 out of 10, right?
Yeah, he stands out.
Right? Because it's just his determination. There were so many times yesterday where like he will obviously carry the ball, he will take on the player, etc. He will pass, look for the man, but if he loses the ball, he's got determination to get it back immediately, which is something that's easy to say.
But you're right. Good point.
Not every player will do that. Some players will lose the ball, try to get it back, to give up, and there's Tonali,
and he can read the game as well. His interception rate, like he can read what's going on before.
He will intercept. He will run back at the ball. He's almost just like, you take the ball off him, he's on your heels immediately to get the ball back. So here's like, I had to look at the stats of yesterday of how many times he must have almost like recovered the ball, because he did it so many times to a point. Bro. It's just standard play of how we expect from him. And also, I just want to point out, in the first half, Tonali played a bit more deeper, because at some points he was like passing to Pope, and he was on the back line, right? But once again, that just shows a little bit of adaptiveness. Now, I don't know what happened. There might be something at halftime where Hal might have said, push up a bit more, but also have a bit more freedom. Because all of a sudden, you see Tonali on the left. Sometimes he's on the right.
I was buffed about. I was like,
sometimes he's with Murphy. Sometimes he's with Murphy. Sometimes he's with Barnes. But because of that, though, obviously, I did kind of help him score that goal, because if he wasn't on that side with Barnes, he would never have scored that goal. So. you know, it just shows a bit of adaptive and flexibility of his play here. But we are looking at, man, some general for our midfield. And I think a lot of people will come to terms now, you know, on a good day, on our best day, our midfield three, and I'm
No,
going
it's
to
the best,
highlight
bro.
they're the best, right?
Collectively, anyway. Take one
Collectively.
out, it gets a bit. Well, for me, I think out of the three, as a collective, Big Joe is the bigger difference if he's the one that's out of that three. That drops out
Mm,
because you get what I'm saying. And Bruno, yeah, we love him. Get me? Obviously, he's a captain, passionate. Wouldn't change it for the world. But sometimes Bruno, man, I think he gets a lot of. But you know me, I say as it is, bro. But and people ain't dumb. They know what I'm saying. But they just put him on a pedestal in it. Like I'm like, bro, we did it in the League Cup final, bro. In this game, sometimes you just f's up the dynamics of the flow of of what we're doing. Give us to hold on to the ball for too long and piss about and lose it. But that's just Bruno, isn't it? So I think I just gotta accept that.
I think, yeah.
But
For how long it's been
but
at our
it
club
will
now?
go bad. It will go real bad one day, and people will. You get me? So I don't know, man. But when he's Bruno, when he's don't get twisted. Like trust me, he's our guy, isn't it? You get what I'm saying? He is
Bruno,
there, but it irritates me sometimes. You get me?
yeah,
But
and he
anyway,
was part of the build up of the goal as well. So he did that delightful pass
sick
to
build up, sick build up.
to Murphy. But yeah,
But
Joe
it's cost us
Linton's
goals as well this season. Don't get it twisted. But people won't, and they know it, but they'll forget about the next game. He's cost us. He's cost us a few times, bro. Don't
I
get
just
it
want to read
twisted.
out this comment from Mikey P. What up, Mikey? He says, no disrespect to our current players around him, but we get some real ballers around him. We definitely see the best of Sandro.
I hear
Yeah.
you, bro. I think we see it already anyway, to be honest. But I hear you. Sando's a boss in his own right anyway. Do you get what I'm saying, bro?
Bro,
Like
it's gonna be definitely today's price is not yesterday's price for this guy. Because
that is cold, bro. That's
he's
why Eddie had to make a decision. Is he gonna be the number fucking 6 or the number bloody 8? You get me? Because they're kind of both similar. Like they both wanna. Everyone thinks that Tonali is a CDM. He's not, bro. Do you get what I'm saying? Like naturally, he's not. Like what? That's why people like ourselves who know ball, they're a bit like, bro, like buying Sandos is cool. Like I would take him all day long, but we was like, I think it's gonna work because they're kind of similar, isn't it? Bruno
yeah.
and Sandro can do the same. Tonali can do the same thing that Bruno does when he pushes forward and yeah,
Mm.
but
I
yeah,
still think if the club invest in a proper player to play in that position at the six, the
in the cam,
CDM,
bro, in the cam, bro,
you
in the
know,
cam,
if
in the cam.
we get the proper player in, right? I'm talking about. I'm almost thinking about this profile already of like someone who's going to have to be just a little bit stocky. Yeah, you need someone who's going to be strong enough to hold down that line. You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of almost like shout out to my man Czech Tiote. You know, you need
Directly.
someone like that who's just that ideal profile. Who's just strong as an ox in that position.
You think so, though, bro? Like I don't know. No, I'm with you. That's a good point. Still, big up to Tiote, by the way. He don't like that. Like, cause and that goal from Sandro will go up there with that goal at Tiote. You know
Correct.
that over the years when you see it every
Because what
year.
you do, you
Yeah,
unlock. It's the same way that Bruno's been unlocked. Bruno's
yeah, yeah,
unlocked now. He's been locked for a while, but
yeah.
if you
I,
unlock Tonali even more, you start
mm,
realizing you've got Tonali and Bruno both unlocked, bro. We would capitalize on a lot of more forward
no,
play.
therefore, I just feel we need a central attacking midfielder, bro. That's what I think is missing. Because to be honest with you, I don't think Bruno scores enough goals at all, and no one calls it out, and they should do. Like this is not it's not a dig or anything. It's not necessarily his fault. It's just
Yeah, of course.
Bruno doesn't get enough goals for me at all, bro. And it's been highlighted a couple of times, but need to get more goals from him, bro, if possible. Doesn't score
Mhm.
enough goals for me, bro. That's why I think anyway we need we need a camp. We need a central attacking midfielder just to get what I'm saying, bro. Because
Mm.
that strong as the Ox thing, I know it's not sitting deep, but I'm saying Joe Linton, he's like box to box, he's
He is
everywhere,
our
bro.
ox, isn't it? He
You
is
get what
our
I'm
ox.
saying? He's everywhere, box to box. So he's our Ox, bro. Do you get me? And like Snarly's there, like he's like the anchor man that can see and
Mm,
vision and control. You get me?
mm,
And Bruno was the one that can control things and dictate play when he's on it. So it's cool, but I think this a change up or option, or just in general, I like to see. Do you get what I'm saying? A guy that's more, you know what I mean, bro? Like a guy that can
mhm,
get not saying as much goals as a Lampard or a Gerrard, but they're in a different class of their
mm.
own. But a man that can get much more goals than we're seeing from that midfield.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying,
So
bro?
before we wrap up pretty soon, let's talk a little bit about our next fixture, because we are going to be playing on Monday night away to Leicester. Now, this is going to be a fixture which is I think it's going to be quite tasty. Obviously we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, right? Every Premier League game is tough. Let's put this out straight, yeah. No one's a walkover, right? No one is, right? But I do think obviously this is a game for us to capitalize for another 3 points and to gain more momentum. But by the way, before I continue, what is the score between Chelsea and Tottenham? Has it finished?
Let me check.
Let's get a real-time score check-in, because this will tell us a lot as well.
Let me see this shit now. Probably gonna get pissed off now. Watch this.
Chelsea nabbed it.
Fucking hell, bruv.
They nabbed it.
Oh, the game's basically done, man.
Chelsea nabbed it.
That's so shit, bro. Fernandes at the 50th minute. Yeah, well, this is it, bro. Well, we're just gonna keep doing what we're doing, bruv. You get me? Yeah, Mike, you said it, yeah. I think the game's done. 94 minutes is done, bruv.
So yeah, Chelsea have won. So
Spurs are idiots, bruv.
Never
rely on them, man. There's a couple of times I want to rely on them, man, this season, bruv. And just pants, bro. Anyway.
Yeah.
But, yeah, not surprised anyway, bro. Like, it's tight, bro. It's not a joke, bro. AC, it's tight, bro. And like you said, sorry to cut you, but to Leicester game, you're damn right. Not everything's a walkover. 12 minutes extra time. We'll see.
12.
That's good. Make it 15.
Come on, Spurs, man. Come on, Spurs.
Idiot, Spurs. I can not get a goal, bro. A goal. Like, come on. Even Wolverhampton get a couple of goals. Come on, bro. Anyway, the Leicester game is mad.
Banging goals nowadays. But anyway,
trust me, Spurs are dead, man.
So
Leicester game,
yeah.
Yeah, no one's a walkover, bro. Nothing's guaranteed. You get what I'm saying? But I gotta keep it 100, bro. I will smash my laptop, bro. If it's not 3 points, bro. Like, this is bruv. I watched Leicester. I watched Leicester closely, bro. I knew they already tapped out anyway, but I knew it was confirmed that they were tapped out when I saw them play Brentford at home. Bro, that's not even their level that they were showing is even a disrespect to League One. I said, nah, these men are tapped out. These are professional so-called Premier League ballers. Some of them have been in the Prem before. So they've tapped out. And Ruud van Nistelrooy is probably with his lawyers and solicitors trying to work out how to get out of this, bro. Because he ain't trying to sit in no championship, bro. But yeah, Leicester, that should be a 3 points for us, bro. That's why this Brentford game was so important.
So important. That's what. Yep.
Because remember, there's been a few games. Look, man, it's all coulda, shoulda, woulda. There's a few games this season where we should probably be higher right now, because that West Ham game at home will haunt me for a very long time. I still don't know how that happened. West Ham are dusty, bro. Even with Potter, they're still a bit. I don't know how that. And that wasn't under Potter at St. James. That was under my man. Yeah, there's a few games where I'm like, nah, bro.
It was a game where I feel like 98% of fans thought that was a guaranteed win.
Guaranteed. I was relaxed. Then I started. You know what I mean? Then I started seeing Wan-Bissaka do some things. I'm like, where's he going with that? Nah, bro. Anyway.
I think
it's in our hands, bro.
It is in our hands, and the running it's tough, man. Where you have to capture it in every single game, and you have to focus on every game.
Every game, bro.
Every game.
Who wants it more? It's who wants it more. And remember, we got like including the Brentford game, we have 6 games at home and the rest are away. Do you get what I'm saying? But the way we're being shaky at home this season, even Eddie Howe made it. It doesn't even matter, bro. We've got 6 games at home, because anything can happen at St. James's, bro. That Newcastle is full of surprises. You get me? It's never plain sailing.
No, it's never plain sailing. I do expect us to beat Leicester, of course. I think we got more than enough quality to do so. I just hope. First of all, I hope Isak's going to be all right. He came off yesterday, which concerned me a little bit, but at the same time, I think it could be a caution thing as well, because we're at the stage of the season where it's like, do not risk it for a biscuit. It's not worth it. Yeah, do not risk it for a biscuit. And also, you know, I think many fans I see yesterday as well, and you know, I'm a fan as well, that caliber, who will probably at some point yesterday I was like, where's Asula? I feel like I have to wear, I mean, have anyone seen this guy t-shirt kind of thing, because I think we have to start utilizing Asula a bit more and such. I think also because it's a real situation at the moment with our striker situation, because it's like, obviously we've got Isak, who's like the most informed striker across Europe right now. But as soon as we take him off, we lose that position. Now, don't get me wrong, we got a little bit of benefit coming back in the next game because Gordon will be back. I don't think necessarily Gordon may start. I think you have to give Barnes, you know, a good routine chance here, because to be honest, he's been proving his worth recently.
Nah, he's got to play that. He's got to start. Yeah.
And I think he did play well against Brentford. Personally, I think he did play well, and you know, there were some opportunities that he could have scored. And
he put in the left. He put a little shift. He done okay in the left.
He put in the shift. He scored that header, but it was offside. You know what I mean? So, like, for me, Barnes is still there, but I think it gets difficult though, because it's almost just like, because obviously we just don't know what to see. We haven't seen like Asula coming on that 66 minutes or nothing like that. We haven't seen it.
You don't see it anyway, bro. Like, maybe it's too random. Maybe it's not Eddie Howe signing. Maybe it's too random. You get me? I don't know, bro. Like, hit me like, but you see how that's not Eddie, bro. You know how I know that it's like Eddie Howe signing, because Eddie Howe always says it like, you know, like you sign certain characters that fits his. You get me, bro? I'm like, nah, bro, that's not your signing, bro. You get me, bro? That's not your signing. But Asula
Roadman.
Asula, like, definitely Roadman. But you know, like, forget all that anyway, because obviously you wouldn't be there if, you get me, if he's not putting the shift in training and that. And you know what? I think it's good to have different characters. You get me? And he's always positive, having a lot, not having a lot, but always happy. You get me? And that's what you want. You don't want no one moping around. You get me? And really before you know it, they say he's got attitude and all this shit like Rashford, all them nonsense. You get me? So he can't win anyway, bro. But yeah, Asula, I think he's raw, but he's got a bit about him, man. He's got the passion. You can tell he looks strong, very raw on the eye, bro. But if you don't play him, then you ain't gonna learn, innit? But
this is the thing, isn't it? You have to play in order to slowly get the best out of him. And who knows? Maybe it's just going to be one of those things where we may not see much of him the rest of the season, or nothing at all. Does he take a blade of grass the rest of the season? I don't know. But hopefully, kicking to next season, he becomes a bit more brought into the team. And especially if we're going to be in Europe, we're going to need some decent rotation, right?
Oh, I need depth, yeah. Facts.
So we need depth. So, you know, when it's going to be like, I don't know, Wolves away on a Wednesday, it's like, Asula, time to go, man. Time to go.
Especially if it's conference, especially obviously hopefully we get Europa or Champions League, but them conference, bruv, them fixtures are weird, bro. Get me? You're playing in some next places you never heard of. You get me, bro? Like, it's so a bit weird. So yeah, bro, it's really interesting. But yeah, man,
scary hours. But anyway, I think we'll leave it there anyway. We'll wrap it up there. But once again, thanks, Bex, for being on today's pod. Thank you very much, my friend.
No problem, man.
It was a pleasure to have you on, my friend. And
so good, man. Just
extended 90s Max family. This
all love, man. Anything to help you, get me. Just tell D, man, I will send him my PayPal for my fraction of the portion of the pay. I want him and Jefferson's wages, bruv, for this pod. Do you get what I'm saying?
Specs wants his money in a brown bag. That's what he's saying. Man said he wants it in a brown bag.
You get me? No, big up though. Big up to your viewers and that, and big up to you, like, man. You're like consistent. So
yeah, thanks everyone who tuned in. Listen, don't forget as well, 90s Max is available on all podcast services. That includes Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts from. Obviously, if you're new here, just 90 Max on YouTube as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We are here on a weekly basis reviewing the latest on the Newcastle United side. But until next time, salute.
Peace.
In a bit. Peace.